In this video, we are going to talk about Tau or Bittensor, about its recent price action, some of the crucial support and resistance areas, and where we can expect it to go in the coming days and weeks. So let's start by looking at Tau on the weekly chart. In the last few months, Tau has a relatively unremarkable structure. Despite its volatility, obviously Tau is a relatively small market cap crypto coin, so it's going to be very volatile, but it's actually just been in a consolidation on the weekly chart. It's been ranging from about $300 to $500. These seem to be the significant support and resistance areas on the weekly chart in the last few months, and at the moment we are much closer to the lower part of this range. We are at $315 at the moment, obviously with the entire crypto market really struggling in the last few weeks. Following Bitcoin's dump from the all-time high back in October, Tau has actually been holding up very well in the first few weeks of the dump. Bitcoin topped right here on October 6th, and since then Tau went up from a similar level to where we are right now at over 300 all the way up to over 500, almost reaching 550. So this is a very impressive performance for an altcoin when Bitcoin is dumping to go up by such a significant amount. But this impressive performance didn't sustain for long, as since then it dumped all the way back down to 315 to the lower part of the range. So it basically didn't move at all since the Bitcoin all-time high. It just went up and then all the way back down. And now with us approaching the lower part of the range, this is a very significant support area for us to hold, and a break below it would be pretty concerning for Tau's price. But at the moment we are still holding it, and this combined with the fact that I am expecting Bitcoin to get a recovery relatively soon. I have made a video about Bitcoin talking about the death cross that just hit a couple of days ago, as well as the daily RSI for Bitcoin being at very oversold levels. I think it is very likely that we will see Bitcoin getting at least a relief rally sometime soon, and if Bitcoin does get that relief rally, then Tau will likely follow it and get a rally of its own. This would work very well with us hitting the support area, and if that does happen, then Tau can get all the way back up to the upper part of the range to around 500. So that seems to be a pretty promising scenario. But with that being said, we don't really have any significant signs of a bottom forming for Tau just yet. It does look like the momentum down is slowing down. As you can see, in the first few days of the dump, it was very volatile, and now the candles are getting smaller and smaller, which shows that the momentum is slowing down. But since Bitcoin didn't really start its recovery yet, I definitely can't say that Tau has bottomed, and even if we do get this relief rally, it can still definitely take a few more days. What I will say, regardless of whether we do get a recovery or not, is that I am expecting Bitcoin to continue to outperform most altcoins in the coming weeks, probably until the end of November and likely also in December. For us to see altcoins doing well again, we first need to see Bitcoin doing well. Bitcoin is the king of the market and it leads the bull market, and as long as Bitcoin is struggling, the rest of the crypto market is going to struggle as well. Obviously, there are going to be some exceptions, but as a whole, most altcoins are likely going to underperform Bitcoin, whether it goes up or down. If it goes down, then altcoins will dump even more, and if it goes up, then altcoins will likely lag behind it and underperform it. In my opinion, this can really only change on a significant level when Bitcoin approaches new all-time highs again. If we do see a significant rally from here and Bitcoin approaching new all-time highs, getting a parabolic move, only then it is possible for us to get an alt season and for altcoins as a whole to outperform Bitcoin. But this is way too early for that. We are very far away from that scenario at the moment, so I don't think the situation for altcoins is great at the moment. Of course, this isn't financial advice whatsoever, but that's just my opinion. But with that being said, as I showed you before on the weekly chart, Tau's performance has been very impressive. Getting rallies for weeks despite Bitcoin dumping is something that most altcoins cannot do, and Tau has been successful at. So it's certainly not impossible for Tau to be one of those exceptions that does outperform Bitcoin, but I would just personally not really get into altcoins at the moment, as I am expecting Bitcoin to outperform most altcoins. That's going to be the update for today. Of course, I will keep updating you guys and making more videos as things unfold, so make sure to subscribe to not miss that out. I will keep making videos about Tau, about a bunch of different altcoins, as well as Bitcoin and the entire crypto market in general, so make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.